All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of The Hard Count. I'm Michael Emami, and I recently had a great interview with Gulliver Prep High School's tight end, Justin Neyra. Neyra is a member of the 2022 class and currently stands at 6'3.5" and 190 pounds. I've had some kids on here from Gulliver Prep High School, and their program is known to have produced some of the best athletes in the country. Very high esteemed reputation Gulliver Prep has, and Neyra is certainly one of a great athlete over there as well. And him and I had a discussion about his program, his love for football, and weightlifting, which is pretty interesting. We talked about that on this episode. All right, everybody, here is Justin Neyra. Enjoy. So I see that you attend Gulliver Prep. Got some pretty cool, definitely some pretty significant athletes down there too, including you. Highly
Thank you.
recruited site. Got a lot of speculation around where a lot of those kids are going to go to schools, and Florida being the #1 recruiting state in the nation. It certainly helps things a little bit there. So tell me a little about your experience within your program and how things have just changed from this year, this summer, and then last year.
So how things have changed this year compared to last? Well, first off, since I've been there my freshman year, the program has been outstanding. You know, with Coach Sims as our head coach, not only does he teach you how to be a great athlete, but he teaches you how to be an even better man. He really teaches us values that we will carry for the rest of our lives. Last year, the only thing I would say is that it was very different in the locker room because of the pandemic, of course. We weren't allowed to hang out as much, but we still stuck together. The team captains got together, and we made sure that the team stayed strong. This year, it's a lot more hopeful than last year because we do team bonding all the time. A couple months ago, we went paintballing when things opened up. We do a lot of team bonding, things like that. 7-on-7s. We just got back from UF. We went up on a bus together, the whole team. We took a tour of the school, everything. We're very hopeful for this year because as we're together more often and we get to work, and
Yeah.
practice. Thankfully, last year was really tough, but things are coming back to normal. It's looking good.
That's definitely interesting to hear. And obviously, the collaboration between the team, not just with football, but with outside activities, is definitely something that I would encourage and would say that would be very important. And paintball obviously sounds like a lot of fun, having played that a long time ago as a kid. But I wanted to ask you, in terms of technicality and obviously, building yourself up body wise. You play tight end, defensive end, and you're a tackle too, right? So you do a lot of blocking in addition to other things. So you've built yourself up to be kind of a big guy in terms of that. Tell me a little bit about your training regimen, what you do in kind of a given week in the weight room and stuff like that, and also in terms of nutrition, like what you eat and stuff like that as well.
Yes, sir. So at school, we currently have summer workouts going on. We work out from Monday to Saturday. We get there in the morning, early morning. We start at 8 and we work out. We do a full hour workout with Cedric Irvin, our running back, his father, which is also our strength and conditioning coach. Um, we do a whole workout, which consists of full body, all of that, throughout the days. It changes, of course. After our workout, we do a circuit, which consists of 6 workouts, 4 sets each, and we have 10-second breaks in between each. So what we're doing is we're training our bodies for the quarter. That's now. Coming back, we're off this week. When we come back, we're doing that at the end of each workout, but for the full 4 quarters to prepare our bodies. When we're done with that, we drink some water, we have a little snack while we put our shoes on, and we go and we run. So we're out on the field from 8 to 11 every day. That's for now. When I go home after that, I take a little nap, a power nap, and then I go and do my own training outside of the school. After I do that training, I go home and I try to finish with 4,500 calories. That's on Monday and Wednesday. The rest of the week, I eat about 5,000 to 6,000 calories to gain weight back.
Okay, wow. So you definitely kind of monitor that, and that's good to hear that you seem like a pretty busy guy with all the work and stuff that you've been doing with that. And I wanted to ask you, kind of going into the workout regimen and all that, have you heard from any colleges to this point? Have you been in contact with anyone? Any interest from there?
Yes, I've been in contact with a few coaches in schools. I've been in contact with Yale. I've been in contact with Maryville. This past weekend, like I said, I was in UF for 7-on-7. Spoke to some coaches there, but it's, how do I say this? It's a new experience for me because for the first 3 years I've played tackle. We're very short-handed at Gulliver, so I always played tackle with no problem. I'm a very hands-on player. I play where I'm needed, and that's where we needed. So being that I've had the blocking background, they felt that I was a good fit at tackle since there was not enough players. So I've done that for the past 3 years. This is my first year actually that I'm playing tight end.
Gotcha.
It's more fit for my body. So now that it's my final year and we've been able to get more players, it's been hard not making the transition, but as we get more players, I'm the one who teaches them and helps them. So I kind of have two jobs going on right now. So it's different. It's
Yeah.
different, but it you know they wouldn't have done anything that I wouldn't have been able to handle, that the team wouldn't be able to handle, and I'm all about the team. So however I could help, that's what I'm doing.
That's fantastic to hear from you that you are such an influence on some of the younger athletes and you're willing to kind of do anything with regards to that. And obviously, that goes into versatility, which is an important part of being a college athlete. And so, what's kind of the first thing you would want a college program to know about you if they're going to take you as a person from the athletic standpoint and then your character wise as well?
So character wise, I would probably like to make clear that I'm a very religious person, and I'm all about family. With that being said, I take pride in the team a lot because when I look at a team, I don't just see them as teammates, I see them as brothers. So on the field, I make sure that everybody's good, everybody's great. Off the field, I do the same thing. After practice, I like to take kids home if they need rides. I don't, no questions. Everybody always asks, "Hey, Justin, can you help me out here?" Of course, I'm all about that because I know that if it was the other way around, I would want somebody to help me. So I've always lived my life that way. And as an athlete, I would like to say, like, I'm not a me person. I'm not a me guy at all. All my work goes towards the team goal. And as we said before, I play where I'm needed. I'm not selfish about that. I'm grateful to be able to play tight end this year. I haven't been able to play a position where I'm fit. I've been very undersized these past years. Now, as I'm in a tight end position, I'm not undersized, but I'm just excited.
That's excellent to hear. And so, kind of tell me a little about your family life. You mentioned you're a religious person, you're all about family. Tell me a little about your mom and dad or any siblings that you have involving that. How have they kind of influenced you?
So, growing up, the reason why I'm more of a religious person is because I went to a Catholic school my whole life. My grandfather was somebody who I held very close to me because my relationship with my father isn't too strong. I don't really speak to my father. I just live with my mother, and I have an older brother. His name's Ryan. My relationship with him is very good as well, although we're 5 years apart. So we don't see each other as often. He was away in college. He's in law school now. So it's just been me and my mom, really. And my grandfather was always that father figure that I had. He taught me many things growing up. And one of those things were to always be in connection with God. He's always going to be that person that has your back. So that's where the religious part came in. And I've kept those values. And my mom, she's my best friend, she's always been there for me when I had nobody else. And I know that if I ever needed anything, she'd be right there. As I got into high school and I spent more time in the facilities and football and things like that, and I couldn't be at home, I would probably consider Coach Sims as another father figure in my life. Like I said before, he cares more about you as a person than he does as an athlete. So he's helped me a lot through a lot of things as well.
Powerful words from you there, and that's a very important statement from you there as well. And kind of going into that, I wanted to ask you about kind of any hobbies or anything that you do outside of football, whether it be any activities that you do or any other sports you play or anything by that from that standpoint.
I also compete in weightlifting. Um, I love to lift weights. I know it sounds very cliche being a football player, but I actually do find joy in working out. Um, I like to read books. I like to cook. I learned that from my mother. Um, I love cars. I'm very passionate about cars, and I also love being on the water. I've grown up around boats my whole life. I feel like it's a getaway from my brain and my time. So on the weekends, like on Sundays when I don't have practice, I like to go down to my house in the Keys. I like to hang out on the water and just relax because come Monday, it's back to work.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And so, kind of the last question here. This is a very important question that I'm going to ask you. You ready? Very important.
Yes, sir.
Ready? All right. If you were to get drafted by an NFL team, what would be your preferred team you'd want to get drafted by?
I would probably say the Miami Dolphins, being that I live in Miami. I would be able to be close to my family, things like that. I'd be home. I love being home.
All right. Excellent, excellent. Hey, well, thanks so much for coming on, Justin. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much for sharing that important facts about your life and everything like that. I really appreciate that.
Thank you
All
for
right.
just calling me. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. That was Justin Neyra out of Gulliver Prep High School in Miami, Florida. If you'd like to contact Justin, his Twitter account is at @JustinNeyra_, and that's spelled at JustinNeyra_. I'll be sure to post his huddle link and information below as well, so you guys can check that out. If you'd like to contact me, my Twitter account is at Emami Michael. Both my Facebook and Instagram are at The Hard Count with Michael Emami, so be sure to check those out. Mean a lot if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and my Snapchat is Michael Emami as well. All right, everybody, thanks so much for tuning into this episode. This has been The Hard Count. Do you have what it takes to go to one?